Well, today was an unusually beautiful day today. It was about 20 degrees warmer than it should be, and all the leaves had already fallen down in my yard, and I was outside raking them up, and it was just really beautiful. And I got distracted and started looking at instead of raking them, I started looking at all these really beautiful leaves and thought, well, there's something I must be able to do with that. So I brought in a few of them into the house and just started playing around and gluing them on things. And one of the things I started off with, and excuse the glare because I know this will be shiny. I put a glossy coat on these, so I hope it's not too bad. But I got some ledger paper. I think that's what it is, yeah. And I started gluing some of these down on there. And then once I got it glued down, I just used some Mod Podge on it. And then I got some regular tissue paper and put a layer of tissue paper over it, and then put another coat of the Mod Podge. Then after that dried, then I got some watercolor, and I started putting some watercolor in there to see what kind of effect I could get. And then after that, then I put a coat of shellac. I like working with shellac because it dries super fast. And I get the amber one. There's a clear one and an amber one. Hold on, I have it here. And when I'm doing anything that I want kind of an antique look to it, I make sure that, I don't know if this is going to open up on me, that you use the amber one, the shellac. Now this whole thing, I think it only costs like about $11, and it lasts forever and forever. This is a product I would recommend you guys to get for your crafting. Anyway, I put a coat on these. And I thought, well, you could use them as tags, you can collage over them, any number of things. But those are just the first three I made. I learned a little bit what I want to do and what not to do, but I wanted to share that with you. Then I was thinking, well, what else can I do with these? So then I got a large sheet of the tissue paper and laid it down. And then I put a few of the leaves here and there, and I glued them down. Then I got another piece of the tissue paper and laid that on top of that, glued that down, let it dry. Then when I came back, I thought, well, it was all kind of light, and you couldn't see the leaves the way I wanted them to be seen. Everything looked like this. Hope you can see the difference there. I'll get a little closer for you. And I know you're going to have a lot of glare because, again, afterwards I put the shellac on there. But it all looked like this, and I wasn't happy with it at all. So then I went and put a coat of that amber shellac that I just showed you on top of it, and I love the way that it looks. And just to show you how easy that is, I left a little bit, whoops, I left a little bit of it unfinished, unsealed, so you just see that you just put a little bit of this on, and it just does the trick. And it dries very quickly. Very quickly. And so I like the look of it. I thought, wow, there's so many different things you could do with that. It's just, I don't know, I just like it. So what was interesting is, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's so clear, you know, you can see text through it. So that would be one way you could tear it up, and you can use it as a collage on various things. Another thing I thought would look really neat is you could use this on the cover of a journal of some kind. It would look really pretty. Or you could go ahead and put the shellac on the back, and you could use them as actual decorative pages inside of a journal. I think that would look really pretty, like a junk journal. I think that would look really nice. And what I did, I forgot to mention, when I put the paper, the tissue paper on top of here, and I put the glue, I accidentally tore it in some places. And to make it look like it was meant to be that way, I went ahead and, you know, tore it in a few different places, so that on some of them here, you see the bare leaf with just the shellac over it, and then the rest of it has the tissue paper. So every once in a while you'll see some spots where there isn't anything on there. And I thought, I'm sure you ladies will come up with a lot of different ideas of what you can do with this, but I just thought it was pretty neat. I like it. I want to make some more of this. To show you that I really enjoy working with that shellac, the other day I made myself a journal, and I covered it with a bunch of scrap tissues that I had from another project, from the postcards I had made. I had a bunch of different pieces left, so I just did it in the front and the back. I put a coat of the shellac on this too. I also used the amber one to give it an older look. And then in here, I did not put a coat of the amber. So you can see the difference, how this is a clear one and this is the amber one. I might come back and put a coat of the amber on this, because I just like it. And have that same antique-y look inside too. But I haven't really done anything with this journal yet. I just made it about a week ago. And I had a bunch of scraps of watercolor paper of different sizes. So what I did is I made, I used all the scraps to make myself a book, and then I can just go ahead and do it. I have basically two signatures, one here, and then I just kind of crisscrossed them all in there and see what, you know, what I end up doing. And that's that. So again, this is real easy, real fun. You can go out to your yard, or you can go out to a local park and get yourself some leaves, unless you're already in an area of the country where it already is snowed. And also with your leftover tissues, I should say napkins. These were napkins, leftover napkins. You can collage them all together and have a nice little neat effect. And if you like that goldeny, shiny color, this is the amber shellac. And again, that runs about $11. I would highly recommend to get that, because you know how much these little supplies cost for just a few ounces. They can cost you like $10. And there's obviously quite a bit. This is a pint. So, no, excuse me, this is a quart. Even more. Alrighty, so I hope I gave you some little ideas and that you can do something with it and have some fun.